Welcome back to another episode of Gut Talk, or if you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Jenna, and I host this podcast with my older sister, Jill, and we are so happy to have you. We talk about all things health, wellness, lifestyle, leveling up, literally name it, we probably are going to chat about it. So today we are sitting down with Dr. Rebecca Hopkins. She's a chiropractor, founder of the Wellness Studio in Dallas, Texas, mom, and one of our favorite voices in the wellness space. Dr. Rebecca shares her origin story, what inspired her to open up her own clinic, and how she balances life as a practitioner, creator, and mom of two. We dive into her chiropractic philosophy, why mobility and soft tissue work matter, and how her approach goes far beyond the typical back crack, if you will. We cover who should and shouldn't see a chiropractor, what you can do at home to support your alignment, tips for scoliosis, that's for me, you know I'm a curvy girl, and hip pain for all the 9-to-5 girlies. Jill selfishly asked this, and I know a lot of you guys will find a lot of help there too. And to wrap it up, Dr. Rebecca talks about what it really looks like to prioritize her own health, nervous system, and mental well-being while running a business and raising a family. This is such a grounded, inspiring, and info-packed episode. We are so excited to bring it to you. Let's get into it, and please welcome Dr. Rebecca Hopkins on Gut Talk.
So you live in Dallas?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
I don't think I realized that. I thought you were an Austin girl.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I would love to be an Austin girl.
Sometimes
Really?
I just assume that everyone who lives in Texas lives in
I know.
Austin.
So I'm Canadian. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Canadian.
I did know that. So when did you move to America?
My husband is from San Antonio.
Okay.
We met. He played football for the CFL.
Okay. Yes. Oh,
in
okay.
Ottawa, where I'm from.
Okay.
And then we got connected there. And then when he retired and I graduated from chiropractic college, we decided to move here.
Is that being Canadian? Is that like a scary thing to then go live in the U.S. or is it kind of just like you're going to your
because I have
neighbor?
American family.
Okay.
And so we were kind of like in Florida.
Got it.
Actually, my uncle lives in El Paso, so we went. I know, weird.
Okay.
We went to El Paso.
Yeah.
So no, I'm used to it.
Okay, but you're born in Canada.
Born in Canada.
Okay,
Born and raised in Canada.
You don't have an accent of any sort.
You don't think so?
No.
People are like, "Where are you from?" Like,
Really?
You're like every time I talk to someone, they're like, "You're not from here," and I'm like, "No, I'm actually not." And
Well, you
like,
definitely don't sound like you're from Dallas.
I always feel like Canadians have a bit of like some type of flair that gives like, there's like something that you guys say that's like Canada. Like, how do you say Canada?
Canada.
Well, I don't know. There's something.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been here for a little bit.
Yeah.
That my accent's changed.
Yeah, it probably has.
But I get it all the time, and I'm sometimes nervous to tell people I'm Canadian because I don't know, they're just like judgy. So
I don't know. I feel like Canada like has a lot less drama than us.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys had some drama a little while back.
Yeah.
So maybe
well,
not.
what's the prime minister is now with Katy Perry.
Yeah. Come on. Like, do we actually believe
I don't know.
that has got to be so...
You think
You know how like everyone says like make Instagram casual again?
Yeah.
Like let's make politics fancy again.
Right.
Like go back to being politically
I don't
correct
know.
and like
I just,
be in your own world. Stop.
I don't know.
Stop
Like it's all
interchanging.
intermingling and it's weird.
It's
Yeah, it
weird.
is.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Like
a little bit weird.
Like Queen Elizabeth, like she would never be caught with a Katy Perry adjacent. You know what I mean?
Right,
She wouldn't be
that's
like
so
dating
true.
Justin Timberlake.
Right.
You know, like let's just keep those things separate.
Yeah, it's very odd.
So you're such an interesting guest for us because I feel like there's so many like ways that our episode could go.
Mm-hmm.
So we sent you like a ton of questions, obviously, and who knows how many of those we'll actually cover. But I was wondering, so you're a doctor of chiropractic, right? Which I thought was a fun place to start because I feel like chiropractors can get a really bad rep, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when did you go to school when did you decide that that's what you wanted to do?
I honestly didn't know until about a year before I applied.
Okay. And how old were you when you applied?
I was 21.
Okay. So
22.
had you already gone through like a full college experience?
Yeah, so I did my bachelor's.
Okay,
I
in
was
what?
still in Canada. I did it in human kinetics
Okay.
and kinesiology.
Okay. So kind of setting up for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was kind of like I knew I loved that type of healthcare. Like I knew I loved that. I knew for sure I didn't want to be in the medical system. I've always known that I liked natural healing, holistic health. Like that's always been something. I didn't know what it was, but at the time when I was a kid growing up, like I was always the one to be like, I don't want to take Tylenol. I don't want to take Advil. I don't want to.
Wow.
I don't want antibiotics. I don't want. Yeah, my parents had the hardest time getting me to take medicine, and funny enough, I was always sick. So they were always having to go to the doctors and get me
you're fighting
prescriptions
it.
and things like that. Yeah. So I was just like, hated taking it. I don't know if it was the taste or if I just didn't like the idea of taking medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So at a very young age, I knew that that was kind of like a thing of mine that I loved and noticed. Whereas like just like my siblings, for example, okay, yeah, I'll take a Tylenol. I'll take like
Right.
I need a script for something or whatever. But I was just always so hesitant and so like pushy. Yeah, my dad was like, we had to literally like force you and pin you down to give you something because you were so sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
So then when you went to chiropractic school,
Mm-hmm.
help us understand, like, what does that even look like? How many years is it? What do you learn? Like
Yeah.
when you cut, because I think of a chiropractor as someone you go to do a back adjustment for, but it's so much more than that.
It's so much more complex than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many years? Like,
So
what's the
it's a
breakdown?
4-year degree.
Okay.
And it's a doctorate.
Okay.
So we're studying just as many hours of anatomy and physiology, if not more, than medical doctors. So it gets a bad like rap, but
Yeah.
it's the education. For example, the first year that I applied, as soon as we entered second year, 50% of students dropped out
Wow.
or failed out.
Wow.
Yeah. So there wasn't, so it's really difficult. And I think any postgraduate is difficult.
Yeah, of course.
Like my sister's a dentist. Like that was very difficult. And so I think that we all have our own experience with our professions, and like the difficulty of like law school is like insanely difficult too. So I respect all professions, but I was always very weary of the reputation that chiropractors had. But it didn't stop me from studying it because I knew how helpful it was. And the reason why I loved it so much and what made me apply to the program, I shadowed a chiropractor. I didn't know. My older sister. Do you guys have an older sister?
No.
No.
No,
Well,
just
she is
me.
mine.
You're the
Yeah.
older sister.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I have a twin.
Oh, fine.
And then I have an older sister. And she was always like, you guys, both of you, need to figure out your life. What are you doing? Because she was already like, I'm going to be a dentist. That's her calling from a young age. And me and my twin were like, oh, we don't know. Like, we just loved so many things. Like, we just didn't really know what we wanted to do, like, for sure. And so after that conversation with her, I was like, okay, I'm either going to do physical therapy or chiropractic. And that's most people who go into either one of those is like, which one do I do?
Yeah.
Because they're similar.
So is it 4 years of really just like anatomy, structure? Like, because I'm trying to find some doctors for myself, and I was looking at chiropractors, and I'm like, how can they help me with my gut? Like, how can they do all these things? So what are in those 4 years, how is it broken down?
So you're studying things like anatomy very thoroughly.
Okay.
We're not just studying the head and neck like a dentist would. We're studying the entire body.
Right.
So we learn everything in and out. It's really, really intense and really detailed. Physiology, biomechanics, biology, chemistry, you name it. Any science that we study it. And then there's specific chiropractic like manipulation classes, like you're learning like spinal manipulation, all of that stuff. And then you're learning, it's a very whole body approach, holistic approach. You're learning how everything's connected and why the spine and gut are like the center of everything. So so it's really intense.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I really, really loved it. And so graduated 4 years later. And then you're just like, let's start.
Yeah. And so with a doctor of chiropractic degree, who are you trying to help? Who are you? Not chiropractors in general. Like, who are you trying to help?
So at the start, it was, I want to help everybody.
Okay.
Like anybody who comes through, I want to be able to, I think I can help them.
Okay.
Because the profession is very much root cause.
Right.
So how can we, whatever you come to us with, how can I like mitigate that, and how can I help you the best to my ability, and not just treat symptoms, but get down to like the root cause of it.
Yeah. Like, are we talking headaches? Are we talking back pain? Are we talking like, because I think, and why I'm asking these questions is I feel like myself, Jenna always knows so much more than I do in the health space, but like our normal listeners, like I feel like everyone probably thinks of chiropractors as like, they're given a shady rap sometimes of like scammers or like scheming or like just like adjusting your back. But what you're saying is like you guys are taught so much more than that, and you're taught to heal root cause, which is so critical for today's world.
For sure.
So like what type of problems do people have that come to see you?
Yeah, it's very vast. Like
Really?
The way I used to work for a practice and they saw everybody and anybody.
Okay.
To be honest with you, that made me hate what I did.
Really?
Because you get people who don't care to be there that are in there, who don't understand what we do and are just there because either a family member forced them to come or whatnot. But when I created my practice, it was I created a very niche boutique style practice. And it was my dream patient that I was seeing in and out. And I used social media to do that.
Yeah.
To find those people. Because you guys know I came from Canada and I didn't have a community here. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
How was I going to like get my name out there and help people? And that's how I essentially did that.
Okay.
So I'm seeing people that are coming in for wellness, like just are like curious about like, okay, how's my back? How's my posture? Like, what can I improve on? Which is amazing. So more preventative wellness type patients. Then I have patients who come in that are pregnant and they are in pain with low back pain, you name it, round ligament pain, things like that. Patients that come in with constant migraines, headaches, scoliosis patients. So it's very vast. Like we get everybody, but I think where I see a similar type of patient is in their demographic. I treat like 20 to 35, 40 sometimes demographic, all women mostly. I love treating women.
Yeah.
Sometimes men are my like worst patients.
Are we shocked? Like,
I'm just like every time. I'm just kidding.
You're like, oh, you listened to nothing I said.
right.
Yeah, that checks out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I still treat men, of course, and it's mostly like dads of my patients, uncles, spouses, brothers, things like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely attract more women
Sure.
than men. But yeah.
I wanted to quickly chat with you guys about our new favorite supplement company. It is called Terra Health Essentials, and they have some of our favorite supplements that I am currently taking. I first want to highlight 2 supplements which I am not taking because I don't deal with these issues, but if you are somebody who deals with any type of acid reflux or upper GI issues, you are going to love the Heartburn Relief Kit. It has the acid relief supplement and the reflux inhibitor. The acid relief helps soothe the gut lining with ingredients like slippery elm, chamomile, licorice, aloe vera, and that in combination with the reflux inhibitor, which contains betaine HCl and pepsin, that are 2 really amazing things to help increase and support your stomach acid, which is critical for proper digestion. This kit is fantastic to help calm the burn, repair your gut, and help you enjoy foods like you used to without any of those upper GI issues that you may be struggling with. The other supplements I wanted to quickly highlight that I am taking are the liposomal glutathione, the liposomal curcumin, and the Scoliosis. Liposomal glutathione, really amazing for liver support, helps purge toxins, prevents the effects of aging, and helps you grow healthier hair and skin. I do not think this supplement is talked about enough. I love it so much. That is the liposomal glutathione. And I'm also taking the liposomal curcumin in conjunction with the glutathione, which helps relieve inflammation, boosts immunity, especially during the winter months. I love these both together. And then lastly, the gut health supplement that I'm taking is the Scoliosis. It's a powdered formula that contains things like L-glutamine, quercetin, slippery elm, marshmallow, licorice, all things that are really amazing for your gut lining repair. If you've heard of leaky gut, it helps heal and seal the gut lining, which can help with overall digestive support. Also tastes amazing, and I love it so much. So those are the supplements that I recommend and that I'm taking. You can go to the link in our show notes. We also have it in our social media bios. That is Terra Health Essentials. And if you use code GutTalkGirls20, you can get 20% off the website, which is such a good deal.
And when you're working with women and you identify things they need to work on, are you giving supplement protocols? Are you giving like physical protocols? Like what's your treatment style?
Yeah, I don't necessarily do the supplement unless they ask me.
Okay.
I think that's something that I think people should get checked.
Okay.
A lot of chiropractors do, and they do like a thorough like, hey, let's do blood work and let's see what you're low or deficient in.
Sure.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm mostly concerned about like, let's figure out like how you're moving, your movement patterns. Let's get down to the root cause. Let's look at your whole spine, like from head to toe. How are we moving? How are the hips sitting? How are your shoulders sitting? How's your posture? Your activity level, prescribing exercises, like things that are going to make an impact on the day-to-day, like how they're feeling day-to-day.
Yeah.
So that's what I usually do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it impacts more. I'd love you to go a little bit more into what being
misaligned or out of alignment can actually do to the body and to the nervous system.
Yeah.
Jill looked at me. I have pretty intense scoliosis. Mm-hmm. I have a almost 50-degree curve in the middle. Forgive me, I don't know the names. Lumbar, thoracic, whatever they are. Sorry. You'll know. Top is like 25-30, bottom is 25-30.
Okay.
And back brace, I'm giving everyone context too. We've talked about it a little bit, but back brace for 2 years, like specially fitted. I had to wear 21 hours a day. And what is interesting to me, and I keep I've been able to maintain it, let's say, due to building a lot of muscle and like having a strong core. Like that's my biggest thing. Technically, I could probably be a candidate for surgery. But why I say all of this is because I've also had a very jacked up nervous system my whole life.
Oh, yeah.
And I realize I like sometimes can't take full breaths. If it ever gets off, like I realize my breath gets shallow. So for me, selfishly, and for everyone else, can you explain why being out of alignment can impact us more than we could ever really imagine?
Yeah. So that's honestly really good question, because I get this every day in my practice, and I love it because there's so much misinformation out there. Like chiropractor to chiropractor, everybody's different. You have just for context, like you have your chiropractors who are very philosophy heavy, so they're learning techniques and just material that is outdated but clinically relevant, if that makes sense. The school that I went to was very heavy on evidence-based, research-based. The research facility was literally at our school, so anything we learned was based off of science and research. So misalignment, a lot of people are like, my bones are out of place. That's not necessarily the case. Your spine is not out of place. It's very stable, and the spine is very resistant. What that means is that there is pressure being put in areas and restrictions of those joints. So for example, if they're sitting on top of each other, joints can be restricted. So they should be moving nice and fluidly, but sometimes with stress of life, scoliosis, muscle imbalances, those joints get really tight and restricted. And that's where a lot of pain, like that's those pain signals that come from those joints. And there's nerves there. The nerves come out of those, the vertebra, and the pressure and the restriction of those joints, if that's there long enough, it can put pressure and compression on the nervous system and the nerves that come out of there. So that's why you have people that are like, my sciatica is hurting. My sciatic nerve is being impinged, is because there's pressure on those nerves that come out of the vertebral body. Okay. So it's really important to like know what's happening in your body. I'm big on education for my patients, so they understand what's going on, and they can have the power to make the decision. Okay, this is something I want to do. I feel like this is going to work for me. Let's do it. So yeah, that's the misalignment. On the nervous system, it can put your nervous system out of whack. Headaches, fogginess, nausea. Your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system can be off for sure. So it's connected to all of that, especially with someone with scoliosis. We look at breathing patterns because the imbalance and the compression that's happening in the spine, the rib cage can be really restricted, which our rib cage naturally needs to grow with our breath so that we can breathe properly. Right. So that's huge. Yeah. So I always recommend getting a full detailed assessment evaluation with someone to really figure out like what's the best like plan for you and treatment plan for you. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think the biggest thing that, I mean, this happened to me when I was a kid, right? I bent over like for the doctor to like check something wrong. Sorry. I like for the doc, they'll do like a check when you're like 8 to 10, and mine was like, whoa, like come on, girl. And then I just started this like years long process of just being in and out of doctors' offices and I mean, God bless my parents for doing so much for me during that time. What I realized is like I never knew what I was doing and why. Like I was kind of just shuffled around. Yeah. And maybe, obviously I don't remember some of this stuff, but I just remember being like, I just felt so out of sorts. And I think that's probably because when I was young, my parents probably received a lot of the information.
I was going to say, like, as like a 14-year-old, did you want your doctor being like, you need to be doing this because of this?
Well, not necessarily, but I just know that being out of alignment, I think, and having this issue caused a lot of like emotional distress too. And I think being able to understand now kind of what I went through and why and like how that was all protecting me was really helpful. But I just always was like, whoa, I'm like so off center. I'm so out of balance. I've got this crazy curve that impacts me in so many different ways. But I didn't know like to the extent of it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just such a journey, and it was a lot.
No, it is a lot.
Yeah.
Did you go through a lot of pain? Do you remember a lot of pain?
Yes, in certain ways, always when I'm out of alignment, like if that makes sense. But I'd love to ask kind of more about what should I be doing and what should we be doing? I know that was something we really wanted to touch was like, should I be getting adjustments? Should everyone listening to this, like who is a good candidate to go to the chiropractor?
Scoliosis is probably your best person to go see is a chiropractor for pain management. Not that we can correct the curve, but we're experts at looking at the spine and seeing which segments are just not moving right. And so I have patients that I've explained to, it's like, this is going to be a lifelong journey, but instead of taking medication just so you can get through the day, adjustments are really good. Because they act like medication. They turn off the pain signals to your brain so that you have less pain in those areas of your back. Wow. But also there's literally imbalance in your muscles. Right. So that, I'll explain it really quick.
Yeah,
so
please.
So the curve, let's say it's like a C shape. So if you have scoliosis, you're kind of like this, and then you might have one in your lumbar spine as well.
So it looks like an S.
Yes,
right?
It looks like an S, exactly.
Okay. Just for those not watching on YouTube.
Sorry, all the visuals.
Yeah, right.
So the concavity of the curve, which is the inside of the curve, is all, as you can imagine, tight and squished and compressed. The convexity on the outside of the curve, everything is stretched out. So you have one side that's tight, and you have another side that's stretched and weak. So when you know which side is which, you know, okay, I really need to work on stretching one side and strengthening it, and on the other side, really like getting proper movement in there so that you can just essentially function better and get rid of pain. So it's important to like get an assessment and know like where are the curvatures. And most people don't know that they have it. A very mild case of scoliosis, you don't know unless you go get x-ray for something else. And then they're like, oh, did you know you have a little bit of scoliosis? And you're like, I had no idea.
And it's fairly common.
Oh my gosh, so common.
Okay.
It's very common. Yeah. Because some of scoliosis you're born with, so it's congenital.
Okay.
Then you have your severe cases that are you need to go get surgery for. Usually anything over 40%, 40 degrees is surgical.
Jenna should be like 5'10".
Yeah. Wait, should I be
You're
taller?
already so tall.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but I'm like cramped. I'm 48 degrees, I think.
Can you stand up real quick? I don't know if this is going to look weird on the thing, but just so she can see in your back. So Jenna, if you're not watching on YouTube right now.
Oh yeah, I already see it. Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh my gosh.
She just stood up.
Like my
But
ribs
to the person that doesn't know what they're looking for, they would never notice.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
But then turn around, show your back, right? Because your back is like, you can see how one back side sticks out more than the other.
Yes. Yeah. So that, I mean, the spine's so important because it has an impact on everything else, either above it or below it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like when you said you're breathing, that makes total sense because your chest is all compressed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you have a post on social media talking about how like the spine is like the center pathway of the body, or like you used a certain phrase that really clicked with me. Obviously not well enough if I can't remember it, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think.
But basically you were just saying that like basically like the spine is the center of your body, right? Which makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And I never, of all the ways I try to take care of myself, I'm never thinking about like how to take care of my spine just as a normal person. Yeah. Actually, I do have a really bad hip, which I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, I wonder if I should see like a chiropractor about that. Yeah. But anyway, for those of us who pay no attention to our spine, how should we, just as a normal, everyday, healthy human, be taking care of our spine? Like, is there anything we should be doing?
Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those things that you don't do anything until you need to.
Right. Which is like, I don't want to do that.
No, but it's funny because we all know to go to the dentist to get our cleanings because we know that if we don't, we'll get decay and our teeth will fall out. And the same thing with the spine. It's the same idea. So preventative care is literally everything. If you care about aging and longevity.
Right.
But if you don't,
Yeah. Oh.
it's like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to treat when something happens.
Right.
Like, why would I go in before? But those who get it, you know? Like, it's like, and that's what makes me so excited about the profession, because I'm like, this, like, we need this in a world where it's very medical heavy and it's very, our society is very reactive versus proactive with their health. We really need this. So chiropractic is crucial in preventative care and keeping yourself moving well. Like you mentioned, it's like the center of everything. So if there's a reason why number one, our heart is encased in ribs, because the body knows that is an important and vital organ, our lungs and our heart, right? Same thing with the spine. The spine is actually the only like organ in the body that's fully encased in vertebra.
Wow.
Right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
But like your liver and your spleen, they're all more exposed. There's nothing there covering them.
Yeah.
And it's because it's those are vital, like God knew, like we don't want to get to, we need to protect these organs, right? Your brain is encapsulated with your skull. So it's like when you look at it that way and you shift your mindset, you're like, holy crap, like this is why I was made like this. So the spine is one you forget about, because if you don't have back pain, or even if you do, you're like, whatever, like I'll be fine.
I feel like it's also just like, no phrase pisses me off more than like, I just think I'm getting older. And I'm like,
oh my gosh, it drives me nuts.
Right? Like as if back pain is like a badge of honor for turning a certain age, right? Like
It drives
I
me
hate when
nuts.
people are like, oh, I just don't have as much energy as I used to. It's like, I guess it's just a sign of getting older. It's like, no, it's a sign of you not moving your body, eating like shit,
neglecting yourself,
not sleeping well,
Yeah.
stressing yourself out. Like that's why you're fatigued, not because you're 38.
No,
Like,
and I know this to be true because just with our grandparents, I see the difference. My husband's grandfather was 85, but you would never you would think he was 60. He was standing up straight, best posture I've ever seen. So age is not no, it's lifestyle that really gets you to age well and gracefully.
agreed.
So, but it's like even in my profession and seeing patients, if you get it, you get it.
Right.
And if you don't care, you don't care.
Right.
Like it's like, and it's one of those things where I've learned as a practitioner, I can only help you as much as you want to be helped.
Yeah.
Like it's like, here's the information, here's what my expertise, what I think you should be doing. The decision is yours. What do you want to do, kind of thing. And most people are like, if you get it, you're like, sign me up. Like let's do this because I need it and I want to age gracefully.
So what are just the basic foundational tips you can give to someone who should just start paying attention a little bit to their spinal health, their overall just like structural health, I guess?
Yeah. Number one thing, mobility. Daily mobility, daily movement. We know this. Research shows that this helps the body age well. Just daily walks can take 10, 15 years off your life. Or add 10, 15 years. I'm like, oh God.
Stop
no.
walking.
add 15 years to your life.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things that it's so good for the body in every aspect, not just your spine. So if you're not doing that right now, those listening, just walk 30 minutes a day. You don't have to do intense workouts or go to Pilates or do F45. Like, it doesn't have to be that intense or that drastic of a change to impact your health in a positive way. Daily mobility. I'm so big on mobility.
What does that mean?
Moving your spine in ways that is going to help move in a segmental way, which means that you're not just stretching a muscle, you're actually moving those segments of your spine. Movement helps the body heal. So let's say, for example, if you've ever had back pain or mid back pain from looking at a desk, looking at a computer all day, if you were to just like do thoracic mobility for like literally 2 or 3 minutes, you would notice a difference from the time you started to those 3 minutes.
Okay.
Literally. It's like, because the body wants movement. It craves movement. And in our society, we don't move enough at all.
No.
Like, you have to be super intentional about moving, and it has to be purposeful, and you have to plan it out these days. Or for example, like somewhere like in Europe, like in Italy, let's say, they're walking everywhere. They're not driving at all. And what does that mean? People are living till they're over 100 because of the movement, right? And the food and like how good it is.
It just It's going back to the basics. It's taking out all of the things that we in, I guess you could say North America, but especially the United States have implemented. It's like prevented us from staying the way that the body should be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think about that all the time from just like a very basic standpoint of just doing the things that humans are meant to do. Right? Like I work a corporate job, right? So I'm staring at 3 monitors all day long. I actually have a chair. I switched out my office chair for like a chair like this, like a couch chair almost, so I can sit crisscross applesauce because why are you laughing?
I don't know. Is that bad? Like
No. I'm saying because I found that sitting at a desk chair all day, it doesn't put me in a comfortable position. So I find myself to be slouching more.
Yeah.
Where if I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, at least like my core feels more engaged, like my back straighter. I'm not hunched over. Like I feel like I don't leave the day hurting from my back.
Right.
But it's like, you're not supposed to do that. Like you're not supposed to sit for 8
No,
consecutive
we're not meant to sit like that. No,
hours.
not at all. Not at all. Like, for example, my husband went from playing football day in, day out, constantly moving, to working a corporate job, sitting 10, 12 hours a day. He feels it.
Yeah.
Like, he feels the impact of that drastically.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it now for 5 years. But he basically played football pretty much his whole life. And it's like the impact that it's had on his health in the last 5 years is drastic.
So what do you tell him to do? Well, besides get adjustments, obviously.
Yeah, do you adjust him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I
yeah.
adjust him. So we met when he was playing still, and I was in my first year of chiropractic school. And I was like, hey, Mo, I just learned this move. Can I try this on you? He's like, please.
I love that.
And then he's like, all my teammates found out you're a chiropractor, and they're so jealous. They're like, what do you mean? Send her dress.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're like the team chiropractor.
Right.
Like, I haven't graduated yet.
Right, I don't even have my degree.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't care, whatever.
Right.
This episode is sponsored by Element. Okay, ladies, let's talk hydration. Because if you've ever dealt with headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, or just that midday brain fog, there's a good chance electrolytes are part of the problem. And I'm not talking about those neon-colored sports drinks filled with sugars and food dye. That is why we use Element. It's a zero sugar electrolyte mix that actually delivers a meaningful dose of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. No junk, no fillers, just what your body needs to feel clear, energized, and strong. And right now, Element is selling our summer obsession, lemonade salt. It's salty, tart, so refreshing. It's like sipping a salty lemonade on a hot day. We've been adding it to our water after a hard, sweaty workout, and even mixing it into iced tea for the best salty Arnold Palmer moment. So here's the best part. Element is hooking up our listeners. You'll get a free sample pack with your first order, so you can try all of their flavors, and it's totally risk-free. If you don't love it, you can give it to a salty friend, and Element will refund you. So head to drinkelement.com/guttalkgirls and grab your lemonade salt while it's still around, and stay salty this summer. You can go to the link in the show notes as well. That's drinkelement.com/guttalkgirls. So can you give us like a corporate 9-to-5 toolkit that's really going to help everyone who works corporate to have better spine health, better posture, and less back pain and less hip pain, honestly, if you're Jill?
That's a good question. Hip pain's a big one because of the sitting, right? So your hip flexors are shortened because you're sitting. So one of the first things I say is make sure your hip is not like completely at 90 degrees, because that's when that muscle is shortened. So if your knee should be a little lower than your hip when you're sitting. Okay. And then crossed, you shouldn't be sitting like cross legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like this.
Because there's like, it's a version of that.
Yeah.
And then standing up often. So putting a timer, I tell my patients all the time, either drink a lot of water so you can go pee all the time, or put a timer. Every hour you should be up moving. But that's so hard. Like, that's such a basic thing. But for someone working like straight, 10-hour, 8-hour days, you're locked in. Yeah, you're locked in the whole time. So just getting up as often as you can, drinking lots of water so you can go to the restroom. Movement is key.
Are there any good stretches that you can do within 90 seconds, say, during the workday?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are the top ones, would you say?
I would say like thoracic extensions.
Okay.
So like you could just like lean over the back of your chair.
Okay.
And just open up your chest, but also create motion in the thoracic spine.
Okay.
So our thoracic spine flex And that's why we like lean into our computer and our gaze like goes forward. So you have that like hunched posture. So just getting extension into that spine a little bit more will make such a big difference in the way your back and neck is feeling.
Okay.
Rolling your shoulders back. Literally, how many people are like rounded and they don't even notice unless someone was like, hey, like wake up, or like take a picture of you and like look what you like, see what you look like. So just rolling the shoulders back and just doing like shoulder rolls.
Do you like the posture shirts or those things that people wear? They look like the backpacks for shoulders.
Oh my gosh. I get this question all the time and I'm actually not a fan of it.
Okay, why?
The reason is because you're not engaging any muscles when you use that. It's literally just pulling you back. So, and people will wear it all day, which you shouldn't. I don't recommend it. But after you take it off, like you're not better off than you were before you started using it. You're not working on any muscles. So honestly, I think getting like a rubber, like an elastic band, or what are those called? The bands, like,
the
workout bands,
Yeah.
exercise bands. Having one of those always in your purse or in your backpack and just using that to strengthen those muscles.
We
in
need
the
mom
back.
to do that.
Yeah.
Seriously. Our mom
So
always
good.
listens to the pod. So, Juge, this is what you got
Mom?
to do.
Yeah.
Because she,
Doctor's orders.
I'm always telling her,
Orders.
I'm like, stand up straight. Come on, let's go.
I know.
So I played softball in college and they made us wear posture shirts all the time, which is why I asked that question. And we used to be in class. And if you don't know, a posture shirt is, think like Skims or like Spanx, but for like it's a
You're right.
shirt.
Yeah.
And it pulls in the direction to make you basically have your like shoulder blades like super engaged. But it's suffocating. Like if you have, what do you have? Like you hate being inside those scanner machines, it's kind of claustrophobic to wear one. Like it's
totally.
super uncomfortable. And I never felt that it helped. And I would argue with our trainers all the time. I'm like, what is this doing for me? And they're like, it's improving your posture. Like you need to do it. And I'm like,
I mean, yes, it's reminding you to like squeeze your shoulder blades back, but it's not really strengthening anything.
Yeah,
You're not
no.
strengthening those muscles. So after using it, you're actually weaker than you were before you started using it.
interesting.
Right? Like,
okay.
so,
That's
and that's not
hilarious.
the same as like a back brace. A back brace is, or like someone that has scoliosis that's
Yeah.
wearing, those are different for sure.
Yeah.
The posture, I feel like, is more like a lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
They like
thing
just
to
do
put on.
exercises instead to strengthen the muscles.
yeah.
Okay.
I actually would be intrigued to, I forget the name of my back brace, but like it had to be molded to me.
Yes.
Do you know?
I had a friend
Okay.
in school who wore one, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I literally
wore one-
remember it.
What was I, 6th to 9th grade? Something like that?
You definitely wore it in high school.
Yeah, but at like the beginning of high school.
Yeah.
Like, and I had gone to a new Catholic school, private school, and I like first
And
I
it was
like, Mom,
pretty bulky, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it like fit under my shirt, but like
But-
anyone who went to hug me, they'd be like, "What the
You're like,
hell,
"Hello?"
girl?" Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't.
She had like a shell.
I was
Yeah,
literally
it's like a shell.
yeah,
I know.
shell.
I remember. I vividly remember the girl that I went to school with. Yeah, she
Yeah.
wore it for a long time.
Yeah, all of my high school friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll never forget it.
But it's because at that age, your spine is still forming. Your bones
Exactly.
are still forming.
They're
so
like, you're still growing.
You're moldable, right? Like you
Yeah.
can kind of correct that before it gets really bad. And
Yeah.
they want to prevent surgery. They don't want to do a surgery
Exactly.
like that.
That was the whole
So,
goal
yeah.
of my doctor was so I didn't have to get surgery.
I always think this is so like bizarre / funny in like a little bit of a dark way. But so she had a back brace for a few years and then the doctor she was seeing, he passed away. And then they just stopped treatment.
Yeah, I just never went to, like I never went to the
that's
doctor back
weird.
doctor again.
You think they would refer you or something?
I mean again, this is all foggy memories, but we literally never stepped foot in a doctor's office again.
That's crazy.
I
Oh, well.
just maintained it. Like I don't know what else like it's such an interesting thing. Like I said to you, building muscle has been the greatest thing for my spine
God,
and for my back. I
absolutely.
mean, like keeping a strong core, I was always told to do that. So like I really try to always like, I mean, as much as I can, like, especially when I am lifting, like strengthen my core
Yes.
and whatnot. But listen, I mean, I'm 28 years old and I feel,
Great.
you obviously said that you could see it, which is totally the case. Like you can see it, but I don't have any issues. And I
That's
think
amazing.
too, kind of the theme of this episode right now is like, I really take care of my health,
Yes.
you know, and I'm so proactive about it. And
Yes.
I'm always taking care of myself. And I think that that's also helped me.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think I've also like, I don't know if this is possible, but I think I've grown. I don't know if it's from like,
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like your height?
like my height. Like I I'm well over 5'8" now, and I was 5'7" and 3/4 for a really long time.
You guys are so tall.
Our family, this is like an argument.
I'm like 5'9".
My dad,
God.
if Jenna says, she's like, I think I've grown, my dad is like, shut up. I don't know why. It is the funniest
I'm so
thing.
serious.
He does not want to hear it. He's like, you have not grown. But I will say, do you think she looks taller?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It not that it's going to drastically, and even with chiropractic, like I never claim that I can correct your curve ever. But just naturally, when you're moving better, you can stand up taller.
Yes.
Like you feel better.
Yes.
Your back, like your back is like, you can move better and you can open up your chest a little bit better.
Yeah.
So yes, you will feel taller. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to pivot a little
Yeah.
bit because Jenna kind of was explaining like what she does for her health and just like taking care of her health. What do you do for yours? So you're married, you're a mom of 2.
Yes.
I know we haven't touched that yet.
Like what are you
They're so
focused on to keep overall wellness? Like what are your big things that you do?
Gosh.
You're like, how much time
Every
do
day,
we have?
yeah. It's one of those things that I prioritize so much.
Yeah.
I know the value of taking care of yourself. And especially when you're in your 20s and 30s, what you do now is going to impact and affect how your 40s and 50s are going to go and beyond. So it's something that I'm so passionate about, and I'm very aware of it to the point, to a fault. Like sometimes I'm like,
same,
I tell
yeah.
my husband, I'm like, listen, like we gotta like do more cardio, or we gotta like move more. Like we can't, like every day we should be doing at least 30 to 45 minutes of movement. And so it's so important to me because my kids are very impressionable right now. Everything we do, they're watching. And so that's so important to me because I want to instill those values in them as well.
Yeah.
So daily movement, number 1. I try and move my body every day, at least 30 to 45 minutes a day, whether that's going to F45, doing Pilates class, yoga, or just walking with the girls around the block. Like really, it could be that simple. Food is such a big one. I try and eat healthy.
What does that look like to you?
So I don't try and like be super strict. I never have been, but I try and limit like processed sugars, dairy sometimes, any kind of ingredients that are not the best for us, like seed oils, all those bad oils, canola oil, things like that. I really look at the labels and the ingredients and just make sure that I'm eating good.
Yeah.
But anything packaged or processed, I try and eliminate as much as I can. And then lots of water. And then a big one is just checking in with my mental health and doing all the preventative things, like doing yearly blood work and just checking in on me and how my organs are functioning and working and things like that. I'm actually going to do a really thorough blood work, which I've never done, and I'm so mad at myself. Next week, I'm going to do a super thorough. They're doing like 100+ labs on me. Wow. Tests on me for checking hormones and just all the detailed blood work, inflammation in the body. That's a big one. A lot of people like are interested in like inflammation, and we are all probably inflamed. Too much inflammation in the body obviously is not good. So just checking in on that, checking in on my numbers, taking up my daily vitamins and things like that. But I've actually never really checked if I'm deficient in anything, like vitamin D or anything like that. So we're in this like culture, especially with like social media, that like pushing products and taking vitamins, but we don't even know if we're deficient. So I think it's important to check, like, what's your baseline?
Yeah.
Where are you at? And then take just the ones that you're deficient in, because anything surplus, like, really is not.
They always say it's like expensive pee because if you don't eat
Yeah,
it, you
that's
just
what
pee it
people
out.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people say. But
You're very grounded. You have a very calm presence. It's lovely.
oh, thanks.
But I feel like you're so busy. Are there specific things you do to stay grounded? Because truly, I mean, you seem so calm. You wouldn't know that you're a mom, business owner,
No way.
social media person. No, seriously.
Wow, okay.
Madison said that about you. We have the same manager, guys. Madison said that about you too, and I was like, wait, she so is. So like, how do you stay grounded, and maybe what like lessons have you learned through being a chiropractor? Can I speak? Through being a chiropractor that has kind of given you these tools to stay grounded, stay healthy, stay level.
Yeah. Number 1, because I am a chiropractor, I try and get adjusted at least once a month. I don't have any pain or aches or anything like that, but just as a preventative.
Sure.
And I swear, every time I go and get adjusted, I'm like, how do people not do this all the time? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like a new person.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I prioritize, and I swear it helps me so much. Just I feel literally like a nervous system reset after I get adjusted. Like it's amazing. So I'm big on like maintenance care for me and for my patients. Another thing that I do is prayer. Like I think prayer and just like being with just like checking in on my mental health, especially after being a mom. I never had to check in on myself the way I did after being postpartum and going through 2 births unmedicated.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's
have to
Jenna's
mention
dream.
that because that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Yeah. So like checking in with
You're
my mental
amazing.
health. Yeah. It like, honestly, like I didn't even know you don't know you could do something. We don't know how strong we are.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about women.
Right.
Like
Yes.
women are incredible. Like
Yeah.
literally, like the human body's incredible. But
Was that like a goal you had for yourself?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As a chiropractor, I knew always. I think even before I became a chiropractor, I was like, I can do this. Like I can do it unmedicated.
Yeah.
So I was basically, like, obviously another topic, but I took care of myself in a way that would help me have a better birth and
Right.
labor.
Which is what?
Wait,
like, what'd you do?
go
Oh
into
my
that,
gosh.
please.
Okay, for sure, adjustments.
Okay.
Movement. I worked out every day until I was 38 weeks pregnant. Like, no, probably until I went into labor, to be honest.
Wow.
Which I think helped a lot. Pelvic floor work, just doing all those exercises and things like that. Mobility, eating really well, staying hydrated, staying on top of my prenatals, things like that. Like just those like little things that make a huge impact and difference on your health.
Yeah.
But chiropractic and I think like movement was probably the best thing that I ever did for my labors and birth. And it could be genetic. Like there could be some of that where it's like, you're just the lucky one that like had a short labor and a quick birth.
For both of them.
For both.
Really? And you had 2 in like a short span,
Yeah,
right?
they're 14 months apart.
Wow.
So I had my first.
Yeah.
And 4 months later, I found out I was pregnant.
Oh my gosh, I just got the chills.
No, you know what's I think about a lot. Jenna and I are both single, so like, no kids
I feel
anytime
like we
soon.
say that one time in an episode.
Well, I think about a lot of things that you would think I would be married with
prepping,
the conversations I have with myself. But
I
I think you give your body up for essentially at least almost 2 years every time you have a baby, right?
Yeah,
and not give your body
exactly.
up. I don't mean it in like a negative way, but like it's no longer just yours, right? Like whether it's that you're carrying the baby, you're giving birth, or you are postpartum, right? And you're breastfeeding, all of the things. And so I was thinking to myself, like, I can't imagine getting back into pre-pregnancy shape only to get pregnant again.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's just like
And what's
just keep
crazy,
going.
what's crazy is when I was postpartum, this was always like the snapback like culture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like I really wanted to snap back and get fit again and just you have this like it's like a challenge, like let me get to where I was before because you go through like a mourning period of like you've lost the old you. Like you're not her anymore. She's no longer
She's gone.
she's gone.
Yeah.
Literally. And it gives me chills saying that because it's like one day you're just like doing life and like trying to figure out you without kids.
Yeah.
And then you become a mom and you have kids and it's like, I don't even know who I am. Like I'm trying to figure out myself all over again. And I haven't even figured out the person before. I'm
Right.
still trying to figure her out.
Right.
So it's like I went through like a mourning period. Mind you, my situation was very unique because we moved and we don't have family or friends around. So it's just Mo and I.
Wow.
And
I don't know how you do
thank
that.
God. I thank God every day I chose the best partner for us, for me, my girls, and just our situation because I can't imagine going through that with anyone other than him because he was just supportive, understood, helpful, hands-on, like just like all the things that you want in a husband. That's him. And like literally thank God because I don't think I would have gotten through that without him. But I just it's a really interesting phase of your life. Like it's I could talk about it all the time, but yes, a goal of mine was to have my births unmedicated.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why is because I just wanted to challenge myself and I wanted to do it. I knew I could.
As if pregnancy's not challenging enough.
Right.
But then I also see patients who have had epidurals and have extreme back pain since the epidural.
Wow.
Yes. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like let me try and
Right.
There's no
do
like
that.
safety risk associated to not having an epidural, right? It's just painful as
no,
hell.
if you have a healthy pregnancy, healthy labor,
Yeah.
healthy baby, no.
Yeah.
No.
It just, and I'm just clarifying, an epidural is truly there for pain management.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Pain
Got it.
management, yeah, exactly.
And you did it once and then you did it again. So
Yeah.
clearly,
Which
like,
is wild because
Wild.
you knew how it
It's kind of psychotic.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Right.
But it's
I-
almost like you're in the zone because you only went 4 months after you had,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
when you were pregnant again, to where you probably just got back in the zone.
Yeah. Yeah, and people say that, like, just do it. If you're gonna do it, like,
Yeah.
have them all
Yeah.
back to back because you're in it already. You're in the thick of it.
Right.
And so, yeah, so my twin sister got pregnant shortly after I had my second baby.
okay.
And she was like, Beck, I really want to have an unmedicated labor. Like, you need to tell me everything. Like, what did it feel like? Do you think I could do it? Like, all the things. And so we were just always on the phone talking about it. And I remember telling her, it is literally 85% to 90% mental.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's pain there. Yes. But you forget that pain and you'll get through that pain. I mean, we go through periods our whole life, you know? So like
How, compared to the worst period you ever got, how bad was the pain?
Right.
you know, what's funny is like when people say like you forget the pain of like labor and birth.
Yeah.
It's kind of true. Like you
Really?
forget about it, and that's why we do it again. We're
Right.
like, okay, let's do this all over again. But
Right.
that was
Yeah.
the most traumatic thing I've ever been through. You know?
Well, then,
Really?
because once you have the baby, like immediately, don't you have these crazy like hormones that make you feel like bliss?
Oh my gosh,
Right? Like
the
when-
bliss!
yeah.
I wish I can
Bottle it up.
package that moment and that feeling forever.
Yeah.
And I was when I got pregnant with Nova, my second baby. I remember panicking. I'm like, what the? We just got into what do you mean I'm pregnant? Like, how are we going to do this with 2 now?
Yeah.
Like, we just got into a routine. We figured out 1. Everything was great. My first Zuri is a great sleeper. We were sailing. It was so nice.
Yeah.
As soon as that second one came in, I was like, she rocked my world. Literally rocked my world.
Yeah.
And
The younger
so-
child does
two
that.
girls,
Yes.
2 girls.
Yes.
I
I've
definitely
heard.
rocked my family's world for sure.
She was nuts.
Yeah.
Jenna was nuts.
And that's
Is your
how-
oldest daughter like calm, like
she's kind of like me.
loving?
Like,
Yeah.
she's kind of like me. Go with the flow,
Yeah.
calm.
And then the second one's just like crazy.
Wild child.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally our
Wild.
dynamic. I was insane.
Jenna was insane.
And are you taller than your sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, my second one is going to be taller than my first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of the girls, and how old's your youngest now?
So she's
Nova?
my youngest Nova's 1.5, and
Okay.
then my oldest is almost 3.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we were 2 years. We're 2 years, 2 months.
She always loves to say that.
2
She
years,
has
2
to
months,
add the 2
Well,
months.
and 2 days.
And 2 days.
We'll be like at a
nice.
bar and someone will be like, "What's your age gap?" And Jenna's like, 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days. I'm like, "You didn't need to."
2, 2, 2. I
love it.
Twos. Do they get adjusted? What do you do with
Yeah,
them?
yeah. So for kids, it's different. It's more gentle adjustments.
Okay.
And it's more like pressure points and things like that. So it's very gentle, but it's great to get them in, and I do adjust them. It's great to get them into the routine.
Okay.
Because I have kids that I've seen that are like, let's say 5 years old. They're mortified. They're terrified. But then as soon as we do the first adjustment, they're like so excited, and you could see like the next appointment, they're like jumping on the table themselves and they're like ready to go. They love it.
Yeah.
But it's just great because kids are growing all the time. The way they throw themselves, the way they like play and stuff like that. And even like you feel like the imbalance in their muscles.
Wow.
And it's just great. It's also great for behavior. I used to work with autistic children and we would go in and adjust them.
Yeah.
And it would help like calm their nervous system with
Yeah.
behavior and all of that stuff. So it's great for kids. I recommend it. Obviously, most of the time it's more so like a preventative wellness type of appointment.
Okay.
But these days, honestly, I see kids with headaches, with back pain. They'll tell me I have like my back hurts. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like as young as 5 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great for them. And I think it's good to get into that routine where they're like understanding that, hey, like we're doing something to help your body that's good for you.
Yeah.
And they actually feel it. So
And you only practice on the weekends, right?
yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard
I
of
didn't
that.
see that.
Yeah, you're
Really?
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
open
wondering-
Saturdays, Sundays.
Wow.
Not because I want to,
Yeah.
but because I take care of the girls full time during the week. And then Mo works, and then we switch.
When do you see Mo?
Well, he works from home, so
Okay,
we're
good.
kind of like always in each other's
good.
faces.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like yes, I'm taking care of the girls, but he's between meetings or like he's helping me out and stuff like that. But yeah, so I work on weekends only, and it was because of my schedule. I went from working full time to having the kids and now working Saturdays and Sundays. But funny enough, it works for patients.
I was going to say, I would love, anyone that's
I
super
know.
busy would love to
I
go on a
know.
weekend.
I know. So they love it.
And it's a weekend treat if they
Yeah.
feel better after.
Yeah. So they love it. And it's like a great way to like, even coming in on a Sunday, it's a great way to like start your week. You feel good, fresh, and then you can start your busy work week.
You're inspiring me. I think even just sitting in this chair, I'm like, oh gosh, like I feel like I need to start doing some regular. Okay, so this will help us, but everyone listening, like, what do we look for in a chiropractor? Because backstory again, we're so happy to have you on because we've had just a long experience with them. Remember Dr. Pete Hillgartner? Our dad still goes to him.
Oh, wow.
He and his wife are who showed us a lot of the world of holistic and functional medicine. She was a functional medicine practitioner. Yeah. He was the chiropractor.
And they like worked together.
Yeah, synergistically. Yeah. And he practices a extremely unique type of
technique.
Something. Yeah, I mean, what he does is very interesting. You have to face the wall. We can talk about this after, but like you face the wall, you do a bunch of different things, whatever. I'm like,
and then he does like one massive like boom adjustment.
Yeah.
So, but what should we look for in a chiropractor? Because everyone's different.
Yeah, honestly, no matter who you go see and no matter what technique they're practicing, clinically, like it works. Patients get better. So I don't think it necessarily matters what type of technique, unless you're looking for like you want to be adjusted like rough and like, like you're looking for that, like really hands-on. Look for someone who does, we call it diversified techniques, so like spinal manipulations, because some don't. Like some don't. Some practice like energy, touch, and they love that too. So it just kind of depends. I would say look for more someone that you can trust, like that you could like go and like when you're going to an appointment, interview the chiropractor, like just as much as they're interviewing you to see if they can help you, you interview them too. Like see if you like you have a good vibe with them, like you feel like you can trust them, the information that they're sharing feels accurate to you. They're actually listening to you. I'm huge on that. Have they educated you on anything? Like, did you walk away learning something from them? Because I think that's so important. Did they force you to do any kind of treatment that you don't necessarily want to or that you're comfortable with? So I think those things are the most important things versus like what technique are they using? Because they all work. Like, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's like woo woo or that's because they all clinically, they all are helping patients get better. It just depends on your preference on like how, because for example, my siblings are like, okay, we love when you come home because you literally like crack and pop and blah, blah, you know? And some people they go see, they're not necessarily like, they don't love it because it's like not as like what they expected. So
they were looking for something specific.
Your expectation matters because you don't want to be disappointed, but also be like open-minded. And everything is kind of like, it all works and it's all treating like whole body. So I think those are the most important things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
We like to wrap up episodes with a health hack that you swear by. It can be new, it can be old. Do you have like one thing where you're like, everyone needs this? It can be super niche or big. Yeah. It can't be adjustments.
Obviously adjustments. Red light therapy.
Really?
Love it.
And like, what do you do? How often
So
do you use it?
use it we use it on patients to treat patients because it helps with joint inflammation, pain, and healing of the tissue, but also for face, skin. Yeah, I have a red light therapy mask that I try and use every single day because I'm trying to not do Botox or filler or anything like that.
Yeah.
You don't have any?
I don't.
Wow.
But
to be honest, it looks like you do. Your skin's
no way.
So, good.
So my mask is working.
Your mask is working.
All right, there you go. No, we're actually interviewing like an injector on Wednesday because we have so many questions on all of those topics.
I'm gonna watch for sure.
Thank you.
Because I'm always interested. I'm very much like, okay, I understand it's a neurotoxin. I understand that you know, it's safe, but it's also toxin that you're putting in your body.
Yeah,
Like, so something about it, mind you, I just had a conversation with my husband and I was like, hey, so I think I want to get a little filler.
Yeah.
Like, I think I want to just do my lips a little bit.
Yeah. I could talk about that all day long because I've had Botox like twice, but I love being dramatic and expressing myself and you really can't when your forehead's frozen.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I felt like I was claustrophobic within my own forehead almost. Like I just felt kind of stuck, which is the whole point, right? Like it freezes your forehead. But I had, I went to my dermatologist who also can do Botox and filler and all of that stuff. And I'd had a lip flip before because my lip curls under when I laugh.
You smile, yeah.
And I was like, oh, like I'm just thinking about getting a little bit of filler. And she's like, okay, why? And I was like, well, because like I'm in front of a camera all the time with a podcast and social media. And I was like, you know, I like genetically have small lips. And she was like, well, where'd you get your lips from? I was like, well, my mom. And she was like, so you're trying to get rid of like the lips that your mom gave you? And I was like,
gosh.
And I was like, and she was like, why are you getting like a lip flip? And I was like, because my lip curls under. And she was like, but like, doesn't like, and she's like, she would make money off of me if I got filler,
She
right?
basically de-influenced
Jill.
She
de-influenced me.
Yeah.
But my point is that I think that us who are in front of the camera on social media have like started like
we're critical.
We're so critical of ourselves.
I've never looked at myself the way I have in the past
You know
few
what's
years.
crazy is that ever since becoming a mom, they say like when you become a parent, it ages you.
Yeah.
I swear to you, when I look in the mirror, sometimes I'm like,
really? I mean, what?
I feel like I've
Lost
aged 5
sleep,
years.
stress,
Yes.
like
All the
everything.
well, the second child again.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Causing all the issues.
hasn't slept since she was born.
Oh my god.
Like she doesn't sleep through the night.
So you don't sleep.
We don't sleep. Both Mo and I actually don't sleep, and I feel the impact on my health.
Really?
Oh my gosh! And that's why I kind of got into. That's the first time I was like, maybe I do want Botox. Like, maybe, start thinking about these things.
Well,
and then the mask, like the red light therapy mask and things like that. I was like, I need to start doing like preventative, like anti-aging things because I look in the mirror and I'm like. And I know people are gonna say you don't look like you.
But you don't
You
look
notice.
like you see yourself.
Yeah.
Like how you
like
saw
I'm
yourself.
like, what happened in the last 3 years?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to me?
Well, my point is just that like it's created this like multi like conversation in my brain of like multiple voices, not in a bad way, but like I'm like you. I'm like, how do I prevent this? Like we're health influencers of sorts, but like I still don't want to look older than I am. I want to maintain, I want to prevent, I want to upkeep.
Yeah.
And then I feel like sometimes the woman we're having on a Wednesday, some of her TikToks that I found, it was like people advertise like PRP under the eye as like a non-toxic way. And she's like, that doesn't work. Like, so it'll be very interesting to see what she says because I'm with you. Like, I want to do tiny things that can help me maintain long-term because I'm like, I'm doing everything else. I better live a really long life.
I think there's so much you can do on the outside that's great.
Yeah.
But I think when it all boils down to is what you're feeding your body on the inside.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like literally it's like it's so crazy because when you know the pregnancy glow, I was like, I've never looked in the mirror and felt prettier
Yeah.
Really?
than when I was pregnant.
Wow.
And then you gave birth and you were like, oh.
I'm like, what the?
You're like, all right, what do I have to do again? Get pregnant? Yeah.
No, I know.
Like,
So, is that pregnancy glow? And what's funny is I recently, it's too much information.
No,
but
we don't believe
I
in
recently,
TMI.
I recently got my period back after my second baby because I breastfed her for a year and a half now.
Wow.
And when I'm on my period, I see that glow again. You know, like I'm like, oh wow, my face looks a little bit fuller.
Yeah.
Like I felt like when after postpartum and guys, stress is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't think that it affects your health, like I've experienced it just from the postpartum stress, birth stress, taking care of 2 toddler stress, not having any help stress, like, you know, and so I really try, like I have to like, and sometimes like it's to the point where like I feel I've never felt this in my life. And it's crazy because I'm like, oh, I don't have gut issues. Like I don't have a sensitive stomach. I don't have this. I don't have that. After you become a mom, it's like, all these things start showing up and you're like,
Wow.
since when? Like I've never felt that. And recently from the stress, I feel like heart palpitations or like things like that where I'm like, I've never felt that before. So like it's becoming a mom has forced me to take care of me more than ever before.
Interesting.
Literally ever before. Because now I'm like, if I'm not healthy, I can't take care of my babies properly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to see a stressed version of me,
Right.
a sad version of me. Because literally the other day I cried for something and my daughter was like, Mama, are you okay? Are you sad? Why are you crying? And I'm like, wow, she literally like, no, she's two and a half. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
that is crazy.
it's so important to like just take care of you. And if you're not a mom yet and you're listening, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you'll be forced to soon enough.
I love that. Oh, that's a perfect ending message.
Amen.
Yeah. No. Thank you so much for coming on. We loved having you. How do people find you on socials?
Oh my gosh. So I have Instagram at dr.RebeccaHopkins. You can follow me there. TikTok.
Okay. Same
handle.
Okay. What if they want to work with you and they're in Dallas? Do you have a website? Or just go through the Instagram?
Yeah, through the Instagram. I have my stand store. All my links are there.
Okay.
We're going to have to come see you when we're in Dallas.
Gosh, please do.
Seriously.
Yeah. We'll come on a weekend. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm open.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Well, thank you again for coming on.
Yeah,
we
seriously,
loved having you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.